Welcome again to the Talking Pictures podcast with hosts Tony Toscano, Cici Chambers, and Raquel Baldwin-Horton.
Well, hi, this is Cici. You know that guy that's in Daredevil, the bad guy FISK? Yeah, or the guy in Jurassic Park World? Yeah, the bad guy that wanted to use this dinosaur to kill that dinosaur? That's Vincent D'Onofrio. And I got an interview with him today, and that is this week's Talking Pictures podcast. And keep an eye out for Vincent's sister, Toni Jorgensen. She's got a new show coming out on flash1tv.com. Hi, Vincent.
Hi,
I'm Cici.
Okay.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit, if you would, about Emerald City, and I wanted to. I know that season 2 of Daredevil's out, and I've been binge watching, and I'll have you know, I went without sleep 3 nights in a row just to watch you in it.
Oh no, I'm sorry about that. That's terrible.
Oh yeah,
well,
no,
I
it
hope
was
you liked
wonderful.
it. I hope it was worth it. I'm glad. I'm sorry that you missed your sleep. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. I just have a few questions. So about Emerald City, how did you get involved with that project?
Well, at the time I was doing Magnificent 7 in Louisiana, and Tarsem Benoit, the director of Emerald City, who I worked with on the cell years ago, his agent showed up on set because he represented somebody else that was there. Just by chance, I ran into him and I asked him what Tarsem was up to, and he told me that he was going to direct 10 hours of this project, Emerald City. And I just immediately said, well, who's playing the Wizard of Oz? And he didn't know, and I told him to tell Tarsem that I would love to do that if he'd have me. And so that's how I got involved.
Well, that's really cool. You change looks. You are very much a chameleon in what you can do. I noticed there's huge differences in everything, like from Jurassic World to Emerald City to, of course, now that I've got my list in my head, it's not coming forth. But you morph into these characters so well. How did you go to school to learn to act, or?
I did. I studied for many years at the American Stanislavski Theater Company in New York with a woman called Sonia Moore. And I toured with them doing plays. And then I studied with a woman named Sharon Chatton from Actors Studio in New York. Mm-hmm. I studied with her for several years. In fact, she's still my teacher today, since I was in my 20s. So there was a lot of studying involved. Yep.
How young were you when you decided you really wanted to go into acting?
It wasn't until my late teens when I decided that I'd give it a try. I never did it in high school or anything like that. My sister Beth did, but I never did. But my father and her were both involved in theater. She was involved in theater in school, and my dad used to be in community theaters and stuff when I was a kid. And so it was very present in my life. I just never considered acting myself until later.
So what do you have advice for anyone that maybe starts acting over 30?
Over 30?
Yeah.
Why do you ask that specifically?
I tend to notice this huge dichotomy in acting and getting roles. Like even women in their late 20s are getting cast as women in their 40s. And women in their 40s that look like they're 30, 35 don't even get the same roles. So
no, it's true.
And so do you have any advice for people who are just starting into the business in their 30s? Maybe their kids are finally gone, and man or woman?
Well, I mean, to speak to what you're saying about women, is that hopefully that's going to change at some point. I don't see it changing at the moment, but there is a huge movement with women artists when it comes to directors and actresses to make changes there, to have them being paid the same, to start letting women play their age, to stop, to expose how silly it is for women to be playing opposite men that are 3 times their age. It's and not casting a woman that's age appropriate. There's all kinds of things like that going on, and it's, hopefully it'll make some change. We all hoped, all of us working actors and actors that support this kind of a thing are hoping that it will change, because I have to say, as an actor that's been in the business for a long time, many years now, that working with a veteran actress is so much. I mean, I've done it so many times, and every time I leave having learned something amazing. Anytime you work with a veteran actor, a man or a woman, you have the experience is tenfold, just because of their personal experience, and just because of their skills are honed and make it so much more enjoyable to work. I'm not saying that there's not a lot of great young actors, but it's no mystery that in this business, the longer you've been doing it, the better you get, and we can only hope that will increase. That kind of attitude will increase for women as well. But as far as just anybody starting in their 30s, it's a tough business, and if you have the finances to be able to support yourself and give it a go, because you've had a successful life up to that point, then you're going to be able to get a shot at it. Of course, you have to have some kind of talent to get work. So I would say to study acting and see what you can come up with, and hang out with actors and try to get into theater groups or groups that deal with production, so you can get used to that way of life, and also network. That's what it's all about. It's different when you're starting older, because when you're young, you just kind of eventually, like I did, you learn how to do it at the same time, how to network. So you're learning everything simultaneously. If you're starting as an adult, you already are knowledgeable about networking, and most people are anyway. And so that stuff has to just be applied like it would with any job.
Definitely. So, in your experiences as an actor, what has been your most favorite experience, either on stage or on set? My
favorite, project, or just overall experience? There's just so many. It's hard to, I hate to answer it in a general kind of way, but there's so many projects that I've enjoyed doing that it's gone beyond. When I was younger and I had less of a resume, then it was easy to narrow it down to just the most fun was on this one. These days, it's like 70 films and I don't know how many TV shows, episodes, and it's a very difficult thing to answer. All I can say is that I can comment on the fact that these days I'm really enjoying working more than ever. I think because I feel like I'm a better actor. I feel like I'm a better person. I feel like I'm more comfortable in my skin than when I was younger, so I'm enjoying myself more. And it just so happens that my friendships, I don't know why this is, but my friendships are in with people in the business have grown and have history behind them now, and there's so much more there's so much more full and fun to be involved with, that I enjoy experiences, projects, and events and stuff so much more than I ever did.
Now, I did have a question about Daredevil. In the scene where you kill the older reporter, and you say, "I'm not here to," what was your line? "I'm not here to scare you or intimidate or threaten you. I'm here to kill you." It looked like you were about to laugh when you said that, when you were getting up. Was that the case?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. That was such an intense monologue that I have no idea, actually.
Because when I watched that, I was
What did you think? What did you think about it?
I kind of felt like it was coming, because I felt like it was almost you, like the character was being judged like his father had judged him, although his father was violent and nothing was good enough. That this reporter was looking for something that wasn't good enough in him, but in FISK. And to me, it was almost, when I was watching you act, it was like so intense, but they cut it just as you started to get up when you were saying, "I'm here to kill you." And I was like, did he just laugh? It was like when they cut that, because it was almost that facial expression right at that split second. And it was like, when I get to talk to you, I'm going to ask you about that. But that was...
If that's how it looked, then I find that to be really super interesting, and so that's cool with me. I can't honestly tell you how that came about. I do know that when I play FISK, there's a lot going on in my mind. It's a very complicated character, so I'm with for lack of a better way of explaining, I'm juggling a lot of balls in my head, as far as like acting choices, and that they're just I'm trying to keep many balls in the air as the camera is rolling. So it could be something like that. I mean, I really can't answer you specifically.
Yeah. So I noticed that it was almost like you study different people when you are acting, like CSI, right?
Criminal Intent, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was almost as though you were always thinking kind of like autistic in a sense, but in that character, which I found interesting. I might be overreaching in that, but I see that in my son, who actually is autistic. So, I always thought.
Well, autism I have a lot of knowledge about autism. It's something that I know a lot about, and I do think that the autism spectrum is obviously huge, as you know,
right?
And I think that it would be more. I do think you're right in saying that the character was. There were certain things, there were certain traits, and there's certain issues that I put into play when it came to playing that character, without ever it becoming a thing that he had, like, per se,
Right.
That I'm not going to say that Gorn was autistic. I'm just going to say that there were things about autism that helped me play the character.
I'd love to talk to you more about that, what you know and why you're involved in that and stuff at another time, maybe. I'll hold your sister hostage and you can come see her.
Okay.
So which do you like better? I mean, comparing dramatically heavy movies to comedy, I don't see you doing a lot of comedy lately. When are you going to start doing that so, we can put you in something?
Well, I only do the scripts that I go after comedies. I just don't get the parts,
Oh, come
It's
on,
up
Magnificent
to-
Seven. You were the comedic relief in Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, well, I mean, tell that to the people who make comedies. I will say that I did Chips. Chips is a comedy, and that's coming out soon. It's coming out this year, which is an action comedy, and so I did get that, and I would love to do more of them, but it's up to the Hollywood gods,
Are you going to wear a tight motorcycle cop outfit?
I actually do. I look ridiculous in it, but I actually do wear one. Yeah.
Oh, Tony's telling me she has a picture.
Yeah, my birthday picture was him and you and Dax on the pig.
Oh yeah, that's very, very attractive.
Yeah, you sent that to
Yeah.
me for my birthday. That was
Yeah, Dax and I, we posed for my sister in a very kind of intimate way. We posed sitting on a giant stuffed pig.
You play a watch
Yeah.
commander in that?
In Chips?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I play the baddie in it. Yeah,
So we won't
that guy.
I won't keep you too much longer. I really do appreciate your time. I wish I could pick your brain all day, but are you going to come to Sundance?
I don't think I have any film. I don't go to Sundance unless I have a film there, and I'm not sure that I do, so probably not. If I go when I have a film.
Okay. Are you? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, please.
No. I wasn't going to say anything.
So in Emerald City, do you end up being good or bad?
Yeah, you're going to have to. Watch.
I am watching, but still.
Complicated. I would say complicated. If you're asking me personally, I think about many of my characters that I think I'm just misunderstood. But that's up to you to decide, not me, whether I'm a baddie or goodie.
So, well, I hope you do watch the digital download that I talked about you in, because I have another one coming out where that I mentioned you in talking about Emerald City.
Did Tony send it to me?
Yes, I will. I'll send you the link for Flash TV.
Yeah, just send me the link and I'll watch it later today.
Yeah, and the episodes are short. I just do new to DVD, Blu-ray, and new digital entertainment.
She looks a little blue.
And I am a little blue in my comedy, and I change wigs almost every week, so
Good.
it kind of varies. Yeah, so
I like that.
yeah, we do a lot of takes, and then I just leave it for my editor to edit. So yeah, I talk a little bit about you.
So in the thing that I'm going to watch, you're changing wigs?
Well, no, in every episode, I use a different wig.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see this. You're making it sound very interesting. So I'm definitely going to watch it.
Okay, well, I look forward to it, and thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Talking Pictures podcast. I am Cici Chambers. Join us next week. And if you want to see me, not just hear me, you can watch me on digital download on flash1tv.com and on geekfactorradio.com. The Talking Pictures podcast is produced by Talking Pictures Productions. Produced by Cici Chambers. Talking Pictures podcast distributed by Geek Factor Radio. Also on SoundCloud, Libsyn, and iTunes. Music and sound effects provided by bensound.com.